is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran. I'm getting a little, be honest, getting a little weary of Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Hey, it's Panda.
You got to say you love them. That's the whole thing.
But I love them.
That's right.
I am most definitely weary in my soul, mind, and strength of Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, but I like them.
Yeah.
I'm Dan, and I'm longing for some redemption in Cherry Springs. And I despise Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, whatever these are. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to the program. It's your good friends, Bran, Panda, and Dan, with another Wednesday episode of Deck the Hallmark, which means it's our venture into Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movies. Whatever's
Is that what we're calling this?
More
The
emphasis.
movie segment.
More emphasis on movies,
Yes. Sometimes.
less on mysteries.
Yeah.
And
This
even
is a week
less,
where it's tough to do our job.
even less on
I mean,
fall.
let's be honest.
This
Yeah.
this one,
It stings a lot
This was a hard week.
because our boy Kaon is in it.
Love the guy so much.
Love Kaon. Love him. So it's going to be a tough week, I feel like. Tough day. Tough day today. All the way
Tough
around.
day. You know,
But
some
you know
day-
what? We got to. Some days you got to put on that Decker hat. We got to get to work.
I'm
Gotta
putting on my
head to the
Decker pants.
Head to the Decker mines and get going.
The Deck the Hallmark hole's not going to dig itself.
That's right. All right, old prospector.
All right.
How dangerous is this mine we're working in?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to when calls the heart.
The mine. When calls heart isn't dangerous at all. The mines are
The
more
mine
dangerous.
and
The
When
mine and when calls the heart, very dangerous.
I'm talking about just the idea of a mine for each episode.
Interesting.
Theoretically, I think the more we're friends with the people, when the movie's bad, it becomes a more and more difficult experience for us.
Wait,
we-
whoa. Spoiler, you're thinking this movie's bad?
There have been times where I've been on an island saying a movie's terrible that I think deep down we all three agree are terrible, but you two have given it the benefit of the doubt because
Yeah.
of the person involved. I don't think that will happen today, but I do think that that's happened maybe a time or two in the past.
Are you questioning me and Panda's integrity?
I am not questioning it. I am I'm calling it out. And you could say...
No, that's accurate. There are times I totally kissed butt.
Yeah. There's a higher integrity that maybe you're achieving in the process. But yes, I'm calling it out 100%.
Let's talk about turtles for a quick second, if you boys don't mind.
Please.
Which Ninja Turtle do you think is most like the principal from Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
I got to be honest, man. I've never watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I know of it. I know that the cat talks, and I know the two leads. I don't know the principal.
I have no clue.
You want to do a different, just literally any other possible reference?
Scratch that. Hey, guys, I want to talk about turtles real quick.
Okay.
Which of the Ninja Turtles do you think is most like Steve Urkel?
Donatello.
Raphael.
No.
I don't remember. I wasn't allowed to watch him.
Leonardo leads. Donatello does machines. Raphael is cool but crude. Michelangelo's a party dude. So the rudest one is Raphael, whereas Donatello works on machines. That's what Urkel does.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's not rude.
Yeah, come on, man. Be better.
So he's a party dude.
Michelangelo.
Yeah.
He's a party dude. Pizza time.
He was a party dude.
He was a
Looking
party
back,
dude. You could count on him, Mikey, for one thing. Party dude.
that's
Try
not
to
the
sneak
truth.
that one past me. No, you can do that with anybody. I know all four of those turtles. You'll never fool me.
Okay, quick.
Okay.
Which one of the Ninja Turtles is most like Antonio Cajon in this movie?
I'm once again going to go Donatello because he is an economist. He works with numbers, and that's the ultimate machine, really, isn't it?
Isn't it?
All right, I just heard a horn outside, which means to move on from this.
Okay.
Vows we keep is what we're talking about, guys. We this is the third
Of these.
third non-movies and non-mystery
You're nailing
on the
it.
movies and mysteries. We had this last week. We had shoot.
Not Rise and Shine Benedict Stone. It's the one after that and before this one.
What was that movie?
Boy, I don't remember it. Oh, yeah. It's the thing. Love and Easy. Sam Page is in it.
Oh,
One summer.
That's right.
One summer, and then
Boy, that
Benedict
movie
Stone.
made an impression, didn't it?
Love and Easy.
Love and Easy.
And then Benedict Stone. And
Yeah.
then before that was Redemption, which was a mystery.
Yes.
It was a standard mystery.
Kind
Benedict Stone's kind of,
Leading the pack by a mile here.
I will say, I've thought more about Benedict Stone, the movie, than I have about a Hallmark movie in quite
That's
some
right.
time.
I would agree with that
It
statement.
has stuck with me.
Yes. Yeah. I think about that tree
Yeah.
a lot.
I think about just how weird the movie
It was
made
weird.
me feel.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't know how to I don't know how to explain it. It made me feel weird
Yeah,
inside.
that's fair.
This movie did not make me feel weird. You guys ready to break this movie down?
Please.
Yeah.
I want to hear your synopsis. I'm locked into you.
I'm
now.
excited to read it too. The movie that we are talking about is
We're off to a great start. We're in this place called the studio. Recording this podcast called Deck the Hallmark.
called
Vows We Keep.
The Vows We Keep, and originally aired on October 10th, 2021. And it went a little something like this. Meet Hazel. She is an event planner, but the only event that she really cares about right now is her sisters. Sisters, we're gonna plan a wedding for my sister. She gets a call that the venue that they were gonna have the wedding at is being sold. So
Unbelievable.
you gotta find a new one, they say. So she goes to talk to the owner and ends up just bumping into a guy named Jared. He went to Jared's, and he could not be less helpful in this regard. The old owner hears the conversation, comes out and says, listen, I will make you a deal. We can move the wedding date up so you can have it before the sale, but I'm going to need you to be here every day to help with from what I gather, the planning of all the other events that need to happen before the sale goes through. Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
So she ends up hanging out with my guy Jared a lot, and they're doing all sorts of different things to make the place look great before the sale. They find a person who wants to buy it, but they're a monster. They might want to tear this sucker down and build up things and have nice views with pools. But the owner also has to convince her sister that to be okay with selling the family end thing, and that's gonna be tricky, seeing as how they haven't talked in a long time. And you know why? If the fact that you are calling, is one of those conversations. Anyways, she ends up finally agreeing, but then they start to make up and they start to hang out and talk and stuff. Yay. So Hazel's a little unhappy with her job because she wants a promotion, and she deserves a promotion. Am I right, Panda?
Oh, absolutely. Give it to her.
She's doing all the good stuff, but then her boss brings in Poop Face from Cal.
Oh, and he's the worst.
He's the
Poop
worst.
Face.
He's the worst. So one day she walks into her office into his office after some nudging from her boy Jared, and she's like, I'm quitting my job. I'm gonna do my own thing. It's time for the wedding, everybody, and it is really exciting. And the wedding's it happens. And she and Jared have a little conversation where, she tells him what happened, and he's like, you're amazing. I think you're the best. I like you too. You want to kiss now? And she's like, not really. They kiss anyways. That's kind of what the kiss looked like. It happens. And then the sisters say, hey, guess what? We're not going to sell anymore.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, that's what happened.
They found a way.
We're found a way. We're going to keep this and run this as sisters. Sisters, running on in with my sister.
They're hiring both of them.
And they're
All
going
right,
to hire
they're
both.
gonna hire both of them, make this place a big old hit. And they're like, yeah! And that, my friends, was
The Vows We Keep.
We did it.
How was it?
I was laughing, not because I didn't think you were doing a great job or because you were necessarily funny. It was because I found myself having a hard time paying attention to the synopsis.
Oh.
And it wasn't
And
you.
I was adding a lot. I
were doing
brought
the
in
best. You did
sisters.
2 sisters
Yeah.
bits.
Sister,
You did a
sister.
face bit.
No one is ever going to question
your
commitment to
No.
this.
Thank
No.
you. It was a little funny, though.
It was.
Yeah.
You say you weren't
It
allowed.
had some chuckles.
I wasn't saying. I said no. Just go to the
We're
break.
going to go to take a break. We're going to be right back here.
I'm pretty sure you
Welcome
said
back.
you're gonna take a break. Break a break.
Yes, I did. And that's on me. Hey, guys, we're talking about the vows we keep.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the title of this movie?
It's because
It's a wedding
a
movie.
wedding movie, but also like they promised to have the wedding there, and
Yeah, that's so good.
yeah.
Let's talk about this movie. Let's start with a hot take. I just heard back. This is very exciting.
Oh,
17 people, when asked who's the hottest taker, said it was you.
Yes.
out of how many?
18.
Wow. Who's the holdout there?
You know who you are.
Wow, you do.
Clarice.
Clarice. Well, Silence of the Lambs going on here.
She's never liked my takes, and I will say
Yeah,
that.
that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, well, is that, can I talk on the record?
Yeah, you can
guess
talk on the
can,
record.
Clarice.
Clarice. It's not that I don't like your hot takes, Panda. I think your hot takes are fine.
Well, what is it?
I think it's just someone else that I think is a little bit better at giving
Who?
hot takes. My pants! Thanks, Frank. I love you. Clarice out.
Clarice started sounding more and more like a dude, like toward the end of that. So we're to believe that there was a poll of 18 people and that Rig Dilby sent a plant to vote against Panda to get on the show.
I think
and
what
do
happened.
a my pants bit.
I think what happened was, I don't know, Rig. What happened?
No, you've got it all wrong. Okay, first of all, Clarice, I owed Clarice a favor. There was an incident with selling chocolate bars door to door, and I misunderstood her, and it was a long story, and I don't want to get into it, but the short version is a Swiffer goes 2 ways, and when I knocked her upside the head with a Swiffer, it was pure accidental. Now, I did spray her with the cleaning fluid as well.
Are you
that's in
talking
there.
about Clarice?
Clarice, yes.
Okay.
And so I said, what can I do, sweetheart, to make it up for you? Because I call, sometimes I say sweetheart, and I've been told to stop doing that.
We have told you.
yeah,
but
I don't-
numerous times.
sometimes it just comes out. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
like right now.
And I said, sweetheart, what can I do to make it up to you? And she said, I want to be on Detective Hallmark. I said, that's perfect because I run that show.
You
And
don't
so-
run the show.
and so-
To be clear,
yeah.
really quick, Wrigley,
Right,
you
do
don't run
not-
the show.
I do run the show.
You don't
look
run the
at
show.
the contract. If you see page 4, section 3, do you know what it says there? You know what it says there?
Rig runs the show.
It does say Rick runs the show. You're right, and you signed it. You jibber jabber signed that.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So anyway, I said, Clarice, you get on the show.
You run the show.
And all you have to do, and then I wrote a script out for her. She did not know anything about the poll. I made all that up.
Who voted in the poll? Did you vote in
I
the poll?
sent you the information. It was in a doc.
Was there an actual poll?
There was not a poll.
So no one
exist.
thinks I take hot takes?
I don't know what you just said, but the poll doesn't exist.
How did I get this information?
There
Why
is
did I
there
read
is
it?
a poll that does exist. I did not conduct the poll. Do you want that information?
The poll does it. Who to put
Different poll. Not stop it.
So it's not about the poll that you're
There's
talking
a
about.
poll on Panda's Takes that does exist, but you got to go to an address to get it.
What's the address?
My pants.
Panda, go ahead.
It's a long way to get
Well, I should have seen it coming. I still didn't. It gets me every time. Yeah, man. So this movie, right? Am I right? Weddings. Those are those are fun. I gotta be honest with you. This is the movie that made me realize I hate wedding planning movies.
Oh yeah.
I think this
Think
is
of a good one. Yeah, Beverly Hills Wedding. This one.
Wedding March.
Wedding March. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but listen. I think there's. I told you last year the bit that I don't like is when they find an antique item and they try to match it with a storyline.
Yeah, I'm fine with that bit.
I don't like that bit. And now this is the other bit I don't like is wedding planning, I think. And so, yeah, this movie does not
take out like 50% of the movie.
He just, if he likes the movie, he says, I really like it when they do this plot line. If he doesn't like it, he says,
But
like,
I just realized, no.
is
But
nothing.
when I look, no, it does matter because
give him a little bit
because
more.
if you look at the track record of movies this year that have had wedding planning, I can't think of one that I've
those are
liked.
objectively bad movies. It's not because they're wedding planning movies. They're just bad.
Well, here's a hot take for you. Maybe the wedding planning movies are objectively bad
So
movies.
you think that it's the wedding planning device that's bad, not the movie.
I just don't think you can make a great movie using that device. Wow.
Well, bold.
Mission
within the confines of
accepted.
Hallmark.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Have
I
you heard of The Wedding Planner with J-Lo and Matthew McConaughey? I beg to differ, sir.
100% correct on that one.
Sorry. Well, it's even called The Wedding Planner.
Yeah,
Read a book.
Yeah, this movie's kind of slow going. I didn't feel a connection at all between these leads, and it was really awkward. It was actually the opposite. It just felt really strained, really awkward. The scenery beautiful, the plot. Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. Sorry.
So this is the fourth Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movie that we've watched 4 weeks in a row. Aside from Benedict Stone,
Yeah.
which I'm still thinking about, they've all
Made you feel weird. If I'm not
made
mistaken.
me feel weird inside.
Yeah.
They've all almost put me to sleep. Now, we've watched all of those ones late. We watched them at night, after a long day. This one was going to be a good test for Bram because I watched it during the day.
Yep. We talked about this.
And I'm here to report back that I almost fell asleep. And that's unfortunate. They'd also do this weird thing, and Dan and I talked about this. It feels as if these movies that they've been doing on Movies and Mysteries, they've all of them, even Redemption at Cherry, they drop you in at the beginning of this movie
Like it's the eighth episode in a bad TV show.
Like you're supposed to just know stuff.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to feel I don't know what that I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know if it's something that they're doing. I don't know.
I didn't feel that way with this movie.
I felt like we were in it from the beginning.
These movies, save for, well, I take that back. One Summer and Rise and Shine both do try to engage you, at least at the beginning. This movie doesn't even try to engage you. There's no hook at the beginning of this movie. They're planning a wedding and they're leaving and they're coming and it's tire tracks and they don't even try to hook you in with anything to begin the movie.
Here's what I and to be clear, what I'm saying isn't that they are doing anything to make me feel that way, because I do think they bring in characters and they tell you things about them. It's just something about the vibe that I get from this movie. I just felt like I was missing out on some sort of inside joke or something. I was watching this movie and I was like, I feel like I'm missing details somehow, and I don't know why I'm feeling that way from the beginning. I was made me a little sleepy. Always good to see my boy Antonio on the screen. Love that fellow. Go Magic. And that's all.
Dude, Antonio Caon, one of the kindest dudes
Yeah,
we've
he's
ever
so
had on the
nice.
pod, and we interact with on a regular basis. He's great in the Evergreen series. This movie is one of the worst pieces of celluloid I've seen all year, and I hate that. And to Brand's point, when we were watching Redemption in Cherry Springs and we couldn't keep our eyes open, I was like, you know what? It's Monday night. It's been a long week.
Yep.
I'm tired. I'm really struggling here. If I watch this in the middle of the day, if I watch this, when I was more energetic, I think it'd be a different story. Prove that theorem incorrect today. Watched it, wasn't hungry, wasn't tired, full of energy, and I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't keep my eyes on the screen. I could not have cared less. It was bad on top of bad. It's one of the worst of the years. it's duking it out with Redemption and Cherry Springs.
I just don't know. I don't know what this vibe is that they're going for with the home movies and mysteries. Movies. It is. It's a very interesting. Just I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe because like let's take like the movies that they've done in the past for Christmas on movies and mysteries. They're not movies. They're just a little bit more serious, more focused on the story, less on the romance in theory. That's not what. That's like coming into these ones. I was like, oh, they're doing a thing where it's going to be kind of like Christmas with movies and mysteries, where it's not a mystery. It's more focused. But it's not that.
No.
There has been a vibe of just like
melancholy.
Yeah, just like I feel like I'm listening to like that the Deep Focus playlist on Spotify that helps me write.
Dude,
this is like that. Like I'm just like
they are more low key.
The vibe that in my opinion they were going for is it was made by a robot. Like it legitimately, it seems like everything was just computed and spat out onto a script, and people are just reading the dialogue. I told you this while we were watching the movie. Even bad movies, even South Beach Love, which I did not think was a good movie, it was clear that someone involved in that movie was passionate about it. It was clear that someone who made that movie cared about the vision and direction of the movie and what it looked like. And I don't know if that was the director, producer, editor, but someone put some time in. These movies on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, it's like no one involved is passionate about it. It's like, we got to go do a job. We got to go make this movie. We got to get a paycheck. And then whatever it turns out, great. Yep. Whoever's directing it, whoever's editing it, whoever's producing it, whoever's acting in it, it is like they are going through the motions. I mean, and so there's a big difference. When I tell you a movie like South Beach Love is bad, someone was passionate about that thing and put time and effort into it, and you can tell. This movie doesn't clear that bar. It doesn't. And the movies we've watched on this run, aside from Rise and Shine, Benedict Stone, haven't really cleared that bar. I just no one in Redemption and Cherry Springs. It's like no one cares. They're just there to do the murder robot scene, and then we move on to the next robot scene, murder script. I just I don't.
It's melatonin. It's melatonin.
It's
They're
bad.
all on melatonin.
I will say, like, Rise and Shine is the closest to what I think they're wanting out of these type of movies. Yeah. Like, Rise and Shine felt like it had a soul
some
to
personality. Yes, some soul.
To use that.
Yeah.
These other ones, the other three, including Redemption and Cherry Creek, putting it in this kind of 4 block, even though it is a mystery, they all just felt like,
I'm just telling you, it would not surprise me if the movie we watched last night was a movie where they had accumulated lines from other movies and just stuck them all into one movie. Like, I'm serious. And same for Redemption and Cherry Springs. Like, it feels like this is like derivative of derivative. It just is like, it couldn't be more robotic. No one seems to care. Like, Keone is a naturally dynamic dude. He seems to be just walking through it. And I love him. Fiona Gubelman, who was in the Hanukkah movie from a year or two ago, she seems to be walking through it. No one seems to be really trying. They don't feel passionate about the script. And none of it works for me. And I hate that because Keone finally got to be a leading man. And that was awesome. And it just...
Without the hat guy stealing the thunder.
Hat guy. Yeah,
and I mean...
Boy, but you know what? I miss the hat guy in the Vows We Keep. You give me a hat guy. Give me a hat guy right now.
I would love a hat guy.
It's brutal.
It's brutal out there.
Yeah.
Let's get to all the feels.
Okay.
We're talking about what gave us feels in this movie. Panda.
Yeah, no. I'm sitting there thinking, trying to find something. The one that they try. So I'll save it for the wait. What the scene that they're trying to go for is when he lights up the whole thing. That could not have been a more awkward scene.
It was weird, man.
It was real weird. It doesn't end in a kiss. It doesn't end in anything other than, hey, I'll lit this up for you, but it's kind of for your sister at the same time, but it's for you. And she's like, thanks.
Dude, it was weird.
Like, I don't understand. I get that was the payoff scene, and it did nothing for me. And so if that's the pinnacle moment, and it did nothing. So no
even the lights turning on felt like it didn't happen the way they wanted. It was like
it was weird.
There's none of the dynamic. Even the dynamic.
You see, like Antonio running behind the scenes, plug in the light.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say the lady the two sisters that own the inn is the story, in this movie that matters, and is I think the two of them, especially when they're talking towards the end,
They're trying to give a performance.
They give the best.
Yeah.
The best that we have in this movie is these two ladies kind of, working through stuff, mending relationships and stuff like that. So that gave me feels.
No, absolutely not. It was just a walk to forget.
Let's take a quick break. Hear from some people. See what they say. Hear what they're selling.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tricia's forwarded me another poll.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's it from?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
It just says internet poll.
Internet poll.
Internet
I
poll.
don't know if that's something you want to click.
I don't know about that. I would definitely
Might get
not click it.
virus.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a text. There's no attachments.
Okay.
It says 33 people voted so far. Most, if not all, think that this episode is not that good.
Oh,
I think
wow.
that I would buy. That is a real
That
poll.
is- yeah.
Yeah. Real poll.
What kind of poll, though?
What was the bit you tried to do before the break? That was a bit this movie
the
deserves.
song?
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, not great. What type of poll gives that type of information, though?
Here's the thing that's
Some,
wild.
most, if not all.
That seems like a Tracy read. Like
Yeah.
she can't tell if it's 32 or
Yeah.
33. But the thing that's wild is that poll's happening live, which
Happening
means
live.
it can only come from the double deckers on the Facebook group.
So far, yeah,
So
it
these are
looks
people
unanimous.
that theoretically like us.
Yeah, they don't like us right now.
Woof.
Man, brutal.
Sorry, guys.
They speaking of the double deckers, they're reminding us that next week the Postables are back.
And that
Which-
is whom again?
Who's that? I am lost. Who's that?
Signed, sealed,
Signed,
delivered.
sealed, delivered.
I'm yours is a mystery series that's been gone for a while.
The people love it. Love it. It's my.
And it's called Postables?
I'm gonna be
That's
clear.
what the fans are called.
I've never seen a one of them. I found out it was a TV show and movies. Sounds weird. It's my dad's favorite thing on the network. And my dad watched a lot of Hallmark with my mom.
Well, I'm here
and
for
my
it then.
dad, his favorite thing is the signed, sealed, delivered.
My greatest concern is that we will watch it and not get it, you know?
Well, I guess we need to watch all other 14 in between now and next Monday then.
Okay. I'm in.
Listen, a postable-a-thon? A post-a-thon?
Post-a-thon.
Post-a-thon?
Yeah.
Boy, that you saying that
The
tested my
week before
the
the
marathon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like it.
I didn't like my kid. I didn't want to see her anyway.
What about
so.
your glasses needs to be clean right now?
Quite a bit. It was getting steamy.
It was getting steamy.
Steamy sultry.
It's steamy sultry.
Hey,
as it
let's
does.
get to Wait What. The part of the show we talk about what in this movie gave us the Wait What's. And I'm going to start with my
Yeah.
good friend Panda. Panda?
I actually have a decent amount this time. I want to start off with the Rosewood's driving situation, entering in and out
Oh,
the
that's
property.
a huge one for me.
Is it just one way?
Is it just one way?
Just
Like they
what's
sit
happening?
there and stare at each other like the other one is right. And it's like there can't be a place where people come to vacation with only one.
It doesn't make sense because his tire mark in the grass leads me to believe that this has never happened before.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That there's something about the way that she's exiting
can I tell
and
you what I
he's
think?
entering.
Can I tell you what I think?
Go ahead.
That they left out some scene that explained that one of them is in a hurry and popped out the wrong way or popped in the wrong way.
Okay.
That's
the only thing that
because
makes sense.
When you see the property, there are all kinds of roads.
Right.
Why are they both on a single lane road?
I
It doesn't make any
It's
sense.
never happened before.
No.
We've never had this problem.
Yeah,
We
until
listen.
right
We
now.
made one road for entering and exiting, and we've never had a
Yeah.
problem, and that's too bad.
Listen, I've been a part of homes being sold. I've sold a home.
Congrats.
Thank
you
you,
did it.
man. I don't know too many people who are eager to do more repairs than what the buyer has originally
Yeah.
suggested.
Yeah.
Especially on a larger property. It is wild to me her insistence on painting
Yeah.
property that is literally the people want to buy the property. At that point, you
You're
don't
done.
have you don't have to.
You
What's
pray you
wild
don't have to do anything.
is she mentions it. She says why she's doing it.
And it doesn't make sense.
And I just, like, for the life of me, the amount of money and time she's putting into something that literally could not matter less she basically is like, I want to leave it in the same condition that I got it, which is, God bless you, but if they want to buy it, they want to buy it. Like, that should be the end of the discussion. Like,
guys, maybe you can help me piece together a little bit of this conversation here.
I would love to.
She's on the phone. Hazel's on the phone, and she says, all the files are labeled alphabetically in my office. And she pauses, and she goes, sure, that's A to Z. What was the question on the other end? They're all labeled alphabetically. Sure, that's A to Z. Is that A to Z?
do you think they just like confirmed it? Like, just went like, yeah,
But
okay.
that's what alphabetically is, right? A to Z.
Yeah, but like my mom will say something and then clarify it without me. Like, if I'm like, all right, great, and then she'll clarify.
Maybe
it
the
like,
person on the other end was like, and you're talking Greek
Are
alphabet?
you
Yes.
are you descending or ascending?
Ascending or descending? I am absolutely lost. Here, is Hazel living at the Rosewood by the end of this episode? Like, is she just living?
She had said she was going to go to the cabin, but she never did.
Right.
But she could go to the cabin.
I
Right?
don't know what she's just popping into people's weddings at the very end. There's somebody else's wedding. She's just strolling the property. I could not. I was baffled. Her soon-to-be brother-in-law wants to do outside work in a dress shirt and khakis, like a full dress gear. Wild to me. And the final thing I just want to get straight on is this. The only event she is playing, her company has taken on her sister's event. Is that correct?
Her company that she was working for
takes on her sister's event. Is that correct?
No, not necessarily. Well, in a sense, yes. But here's how it happened. How it happened was they agreed for her to be able to move that wedding up in exchange for the party planning company taking over the planning of all the events that are happening until it closes.
Yes.
And that then includes
her
sister's wedding.
Okay.
Yes.
Because she's only working on her sister's wedding. She's considered a top-notch party planner. There's a fraction of the people showing up to this wedding, and she's only working on her sister's thing. And she's a professional event planner. I thought that was really odd that she's just doing her sister's wedding.
But also there's the mire of her kind of quitting in the middle of all this.
Right, correct. That is true. So, but she was only doing one wedding. Like, you're a professional event planning.
The whole company was doing all of them.
Yeah, I get. Sure. That's all I got.
I will piggyback in a sense on yours, which is she decides, all right, I'm going to quit my job.
Right.
The time that she decides to quit her job is literally right in the moment when she would ever need anybody else at the company.
Right.
So the deal was, we're going to do this thing, and then on the day of the wedding, I need you guys to come and help out because I'm like a part of the wedding.
Yeah.
So her boss is showing up
to actually do
the work. And this is the moment where she says, I'm going to quit. And I do want you to know, I understand if you want to leave now.
Would it have hurt to have waited 6 hours?
Just wait.
6 hours.
Yep.
Let him do all the stuff, then quit. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I had like down, and I think you kind of touched on it. You touched on a lot of the ones that I had, but like, it doesn't really seem like there's any reason for her to be there as much as she is.
No.
Aside from helping my boy out with a bunch of things, which again,
she doesn't need to do.
Which she doesn't need to do.
That's right.
Nor does he.
Yeah.
to be clear.
To be very honest, useless.
And to that point, I found not only was it laughable that they want to do repairs that nobody's asking for, but we want to do repairs that nobody's asking for, and my guy is going to do it. I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
So that way we don't have to save money. We can save money on the repairs that nobody's asking us to do.
Yes.
All of it was wild to me.
Yeah.
None of that made sense.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think you hit a lot of the major ones, but the only major one that we wasn't hit yet is, how does the sister factor into the ownership of this thing? Because she is selling this property. Do we know why she's selling it? Isn't it because she needs the money?
Yes.
Okay. And then she's on the phone call with her sister after they finally get together on this, and she says that she needs her sister's signature in order for there to be a clean title.
I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? Are they selling a car?
Selling a car in the process.
A clean title? Like, what do you think the buyers are going to be like? We'll take a dirty title. Like, did the sister need to be a part of this from the beginning and we just negate to tell her that information?
I think that's exactly what's going on.
So,
which is next level.
But the sister never has to approve of it. Like, never once has to, although they say she needs her signature for a clean title. Why would she be selling it having not talked to her sister for decades? It is...
And moving a ton of events before
mind-boggling.
that conversation happens.
Mind-boggling. And then if she's selling it because she's out of money, it's really weird that Fiona Gubelman pitches this to her. What if we could up the profits just enough to hire a team?
No,
you're not making any profits. That's why you're selling. If you were making profits, you wouldn't be selling. And then she assumes there are profits, and she says, what if we could, up those? How many companies sit around and go, hey, what if we made more money? Well, we could hire people.
Not enough. Not a lot.
That's not the problem. Like, calm it down over there. Like, I don't think you understand how economics works. She's selling it because she's not making a profit. That's crazy. And then back to the standoff where Keon's left wheel hits the grass. Did they spray paint his wheels black before he left wherever he was going? Because you can make tire marks on grass, but going 1 mile an hour carefully over them does not make a clean black line. And somewhere he must have run into some just straight spray paint. Maybe he was in like Spy Hunter and the oil slick was behind him and he just had oil all over his wheels. That was bizarre to me. Just absolutely bizarre. The girls, this is the last one, the younger sisters are having the night before the wedding. They're having a sleepover. They're hanging out in their jams, talking. And the dad pops in and with a crate of full wine bottles. And he pops in just to say, I'm going to leave these by the front door. Why?
And then he does a weird walkout.
But
I'm going to linger.
You have a crate full of unopened wine. You're already in the house. One, why do those need to go by the front door? I don't know. Two, I think we'll all get it, Dad. Like, I think we'll all get where they are based upon you leaving them there. You're not leaving them outside. You're in the house. The wine is making the glass hitting glass sound. We don't need anything else from you. I'm going to leave these by the door. Maybe you'll trip on them. Like, well, why don't you just put them on the kitchen
You
counter?
would hate to stumble upon wine glasses by your front door and then be sent into a whole investigation. You don't want that. Where'd these wine bottles come from? I'm not going to sleep until I find out. Luckily, Dad made it to where you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. You don't
Full
have to do it.
wine
Dad.
bottles in a crate right next to the door.
That's
in
right.
case I needed to tell you that. If not, you'd have been looking everywhere for it. That's all I got.
Let's get to what the Hallmark is. Part of the show we wonder what could have been. Maybe having some clarity, wishes we still have. Panda?
I have 3.
Okay. Wow.
I know. I've got 3. First of all, the sister says at the beginning, she goes, Hazel goes, bouquet toss? And she goes, what do you think? And she says, okay. I just want to know what's the story. Why are you that adamantly opposed to a bouquet? Some people are. I understand. She goes, but what do you think? Like, is that an ongoing bit? I just want to know why she was, so upset about that. The other one is, it's more of a conspiracy theory.
Ooh, I'm here for that.
So as they are going around, they're touring people around the house. They're leading people around. It's an open house kind of thing. And the lady who wants to buy the property and develop it goes, I'm sorry about your financial situation.
Yeah.
And the realtor says, I didn't tell her. Which leads only one other person in this circle who could have divulged. That's why I was trying to divulge that information.
Two roads divulged.
Diverged woods. Okay. That has to be Jared. Jared has to have been the one.
There's another person that we don't ever meet that could have done it. It's the buyer's agent. Because there's only one real estate agent there. One's the seller, one's the buyer.
But how did the buyer's agent find out about that?
The two agents are talking. And the one agent said, I didn't tell him. But she could have told the other agent. And then the agent told him. I like your theory better though.
I like to think that Jared's out
They
there.
went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
We have a lot of
That's
fun
it.
here at Deck the
Yep.
Hallmark.
Yep. There you go. I forgot my last one.
I'm sorry.
Just forgot it.
Yeah.
just forgot it?
Yep. Forgot it.
Crazy.
I mean, my biggest one was the driveway in general, but we talked about that in the wait what, and so I'm going to attempt at this moment to come up with another one after Dan's.
Okay. At one point, Keon looks at Goobleman and says, "You should totally send in a resignation letter, like a fiery resignation letter." And she's like, "I wouldn't even know where to begin." And he says, "You could use one of my templates." Now, very well could have been a joke. Why? Why is that a joke that was said out loud, and how is it funny? If it's not a joke, I would love to see said resignation templates, plural. He has multiple of them. Different templates of resigning, because he's resigned
A lot.
because either he's actually resigned a lot or he's making a joke about the fact that he quits all the time. Well, I'm just a big fat quitter. You get it, right?
I do think that's what he was, because at the beginning they established this is like his 4th or 5th job. Why is he making that joke?
Jiminy
It's not
Christmas.
it's not a great joke.
Very interesting. Very interesting. You got another
I
one?
will go with.
I want to know if they end up together. That'd be a good one.
I'm gonna go with at the end, him and her at the wedding reception. They do the whole fun wedding thing where you sit in the chair and people bounce you up and down. The gang around
Kava
Keon
Nagila.
seem to be having a tricky time with this.
They did have a tricky
now
time with it.
Antonio,
The fact that we didn't mention this before.
he's
Lifting himself up.
not like he's not a we're big boys. Like
Yeah.
Antonio, like he's tall, but like he's in good shape. Like they were really
They
struggling.
were struggling.
I want to know what was going on there.
Hey, I remembered my last one. I want to know how business is impacted by the fact that they literally move every once in a while. That kills you, right? From a wedding venue
Yeah.
standpoint, we're going to cancel and move. Like that's done. They
They
that ship sailed.
didn't seem to care because they were selling it.
Yeah, they were still
Right,
gonna
but
make
now
millions.
they're going to keep it, and they're going to keep doing that. Like
They've really
you've
done it now.
You've torpedoed your reputation
Yes,
in
that's
the
right.
wedding community. It's not great.
Yeah.
We did, everybody.
We
Yeah, we did it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's time for the improv of the week.
No,
it's where
we're not doing this every
No,
week. Are we really? Like, why?
someone sent one in.
Good gosh.
The circumstance.
No one sent one in.
The
You're
circumstance.
just reading an empty phone. Check his phone. It's empty.
Let me
It's,
see.
I can see
Yeah,
it in the
let me see it.
reflection.
It's a
I
reflection.
saw it
You're a
in the
phony.
reflection.
You're a
phony.
The circumstance is your best friend's a phony. You guys are firefighters on the way to prom, and you have to slip in the line, baby, turn over the ribs, and scene.
Man, prom's gonna be fun this year.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hey Dale,
Yeah,
did you hear
Ernie?
that beat just dropped?
that beat's fire.
Go ahead and hit me with some sauce.
All right. All right. Hey, baby, you know what I think?
What do you think?
It's time to turn those ribs over. Time to turn those ribs over. Time to turn those ribs over. Dale out. Bufford is a phony. Phony.
Phony. All right, we will be back tomorrow. William calls the heart. Until then, they may be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.